Today, we're going to do a little something I like to call rigging stuff. What we have here is a spray tank with a small motor on it and a nice little adapter for the electric. Of course, we need power for electric. Rather than get a second battery and hook that up to this pump, I'm going to be a little bit creative and hook it up to the four-wheeler that I'm going to use to attach the spray rig to, so I have a mobile spray rig. This long length of wire came with the spray rig to hook up to a battery. What I've done is taken the seat off of this old four-wheeler. I've connected positive to positive and negative to negative. Now in the quote-unquote trunk that I have, there was already a crack, but I widened that up to make a little bit of a hole so when I close the trunk, it doesn't interfere with the wire and pinch it. I had to lay these down a little bit, make sure that they're snug, then replace the battery compartment cover. Now you can't tell that the adapter is there in any way. The reason I ran it back here is so I can bring it through the trunk. You see this hole here? This hole was already in the trunk for drainage. I can run the wire through the hole. Underneath, most likely I'll put a zip tie on it. Oh, opposite of the exhaust, of course. But I'll put a zip tie on it to make sure the line stays in place. Then I'll put the tank on the back rack and strap it down really good to make sure it doesn't move a lot on me. General tip: you put the hose clamp on the hose before you tighten it down. As you can see, there appears to be just the slightest bit of a bulge out from this hose clamp. That's as far as I want to tighten it. If you tighten it too much, you actually will cut into the hose with a hose clamp. If you don't tighten it enough, once it begins to pump, the hose will blow off. Now, we have everything rigged as I intended. I've rigged everything through the battery, done the tie-in. I just want to do a quick test. As we saw, it's got this nice little quick connect deal here, so we can test the power. You hear that? Obviously it's running. And as I mentioned, I used a zip tie to attach it to the rack. As you can see, there's a whole lot of slack in this. So I'll end up gathering and probably zip tie this to the back before I connect it to the pump and start using it. I just don't like to have wires dangling around. They might get caught on something and pull out. Now, when I've tightened this down, you can see there's a little bit of slack still in here. You want it tight enough that it doesn't sag, but you don't want it so tight that it pulls off the battery terminals. After I get done using this pump, I'll bring the wire back through the hole that we saw under the trunk, wrap everything up and leave it in there so I can use it for other accessories. There's no sense taking it on and off, although it only takes a few minutes. If you would like to, you can always take it off after each use though. That's totally up to you.